Evening, people. Welcome to Football Brownie. Hope you're well, keeping safe, keeping each other safe, and spreading the love during this pandemic. Because we all need a little bit of loving. Before we go any further, please like, share, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Remember, subscription is free. So if you haven't done it, why haven't you done it? All the details are below on the ticker bar as well. Please take all the information in. And welcome to this week's Brownie and Daya show. How are you, Steve? You good?
I'm all right, Brownie, son. You all right, mate?
Oh, I've had better weeks, to be honest with you. I've had better weeks, but...
I think the world has, isn't it, mate? The world has, yeah?
I know.
Your razor blade went missing, did it?
I know. Gone a bit... I've had a haircut on top, but...
You stuck it on the skin.
I know. Well, never mind. So, what's been happening this week, then? With yourself?
A bit of a sad week, really, in terms of football, mate, isn't it? You got players dying, fans dying. Makes you wonder.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder, mate. You know.
Yeah, no. First of all, that. Because you were neck of the woods, isn't it? Yeovil captain passed away, Lee Collins.
Yeah, sudden death. Obviously, hasn't been revealed, but obviously it looks like something related to, well, it's horrible to say, suicide. It's not good, mate, and nobody knows the cause for that, especially just after, obviously, Chris Barker, who we both knew well.
Yeah.
Took his life that time, didn't he?
And Gary Speed, of course.
Gary Speed, of course. You know, it's becoming quite common, I would say, which is very sad. You know, before
COVID
that,
doesn't help.
Went back to the likes of Fashion, didn't they? And that's the most famous one. But since then, in this modern world we're supposedly living in, it seems to be becoming far worse. I say?
And then we'll go on to the football fans. Obviously, in the world of YouTube, sadly, Claude from Claude and the Bandsters, formerly of AFTV, passed away.
Yeah.
His family released yesterday that his passing was down to natural causes. So that will put many of the rumours to bed. You know yourself, Steve. Unfortunately, towards the end, me and Claude.
When you say natural causes, bro, you follow that more than I do.
Yeah.
But, natural causes, they say, but his last tweet I saw on Twitter.
I know.
And
the family. We have to respect the families.
Yeah. I get that, mate. I get it.
It did come out as that, and as you know, Steve. Unfortunately, towards the end, and I'm a little gutted. I'll be honest with you. I am a little gutted because we didn't see eye to eye. We fell out a couple of months ago and didn't make it up. And I think the one thing I'm gonna be taking from this tragic event is that over shitty little things, just just say sorry if you can.
Sorry, mate, you're spilling over.
I know, no. Just say sorry if you can, because you just don't know how much time you got left.
I think it shouldn't be called social media, mate. It should be called anti-social media.
Yeah.
Personally, I think people can't behave themselves on the internet, especially the youth of today. I want to know what makes them tick, mate, to be honest.
Listen, right. I'll just finish what I got to say about Claude as well, if that's okay, Steve.
Yeah,
because I put a video out a couple of hours ago. It creates some debate, let's just say, and it was absolutely no intention really of creating a debate. I was just seeing what other people were also saying, and it kind of like agreed with what I was saying, right? I should have put more information towards my argument on the point I was making on that video. Unfortunately, I didn't, and as a result of that, I left myself a little wide open. Look, AFTV have become a massive company on YouTube. The last financial records for last year, and this is according to the podcast Price of Football, which, as people know, the Price of Football, constantly goes on about football companies' accounts and so on and so forth, and everything football related. They stated a few weeks ago that AFTV last profit was showing £900,000 clear profit.
Oh, right? That's not a bad touch, is it?
And for anyone who was a regular watcher, including myself, would have known that Claude was one of the pioneers of AFTV and helped them a long way into making those kind of profits. Now, even though they parted ways, Claude and the company AFTV parted ways, I thought it was quite immoral for AFTV this afternoon to advertise a GoFund link which Claude's family have put together, a page they put together, because they need to raise £20,000 for his funeral. And I'm thinking, well, hang on, guys. Whether or not you did still talk to one another, still got on. The owner of AFTV, Robbie Lyle, and Claude. And I just thought to myself, we've been companies, Steve, we've been company directors. You still are as well, I still am. But if we were recording those kind of profits, and one of the individuals we knew helped in a massive way to create such a success and those content, surely the company, through company accounts, surely they should just step forward and do the right thing.
Well, you would think so, wouldn't you, mate? I can't say I've ever watched this show. Yeah. I've only ever watched a couple of clips of Claude after his death, really, when it sort of hit the news. Yeah. Obviously, I had no reason to watch Arsenal TV. Yeah.
Yeah.
But from a business point of view, and you can only speak as you do, like obviously got several companies.
Yeah.
And if one of those people had made or assisted them build that company to those sort of levels of profit margins of 900 grand, that's some going,
I know.
Basically a TV YouTube show. Then personally, yes, you would have seen one of my companies pay for the funeral. Huh? Yeah. It's just like if I lost, I don't know, one of my top journalists or one of my top furniture importers or whatever. Yeah. It would have been a key element to the success of that business. Yeah. And me personally, as the chairman of the company, would
have made that decision.
Yeah, would have said the first thing I said. There's no need to go to the fans to raise money, but if you can't afford a funeral, we'll pay for it.
Yeah.
It's a drop in the ocean, isn't it? 20 grand, really, for
That's exactly the point I was trying to make.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from on that, Brownie. To be honest,
the problem.
I understand he got sacked from Arsenal TV for a slight remark, shall we say? Did he get a payoff when he got sacked?
No, I'm aware. I mean, they obviously, basically, a sponsor, as far as I'm aware, sponsor basically threatened Robbie that they'll pull away if he wasn't dismissed. Robbie had to, because
he didn't have to, mate.
Steve, if I had a sponsor who was paying my mortgage and the food on the table and so on, and they're sponsoring this show, and you messed up, And the sponsor said to me, "Look, Ad, you got to get rid of him. You know yourself, business is business. You would have had your P45.
Business part, I would question as well bowing down to a sponsor.
Well, it all depends. It all depends how large the sponsor is.
Of course it does. Of course it does. But there's always another sponsor as well, mate. Normally in those sort of situations. So,
but you know but they parted ways, and they also offered Claude, as far as I'm aware, an olive branch, and said, look, because it was national news, when he was dismissed from AFTV, but Robbie, together with the sponsor, offered Claude an olive branch of, can you just go to like education classes, because of the remarking which was involved at the time, and Claude refused. So, we're part blame on all sides, but I just. If you put that to one side, I just think it's a bit immoral that a company, e.g. AFTV, made £900,000 profit, according to the company's house, and the Price of Football podcast, and yet this is the same company who's advertising a family's GoFundMe page who need to raise 20 grand.
The trouble is, unless you're in control of that company, at the end of the day, you have no say really over the situation. Personally, I know what I would have done in that situation, but maybe other people don't see that way in life these days. It's quite standard.
Well, let's move on. We're going to chat first. I don't want the show to be complete. I just needed to put that out, and I apologize to anybody who took the video the wrong way, because I didn't mention the figures in the video. I was so annoyed at reading that tweet. I just went on camera and
you started shooting from the list, Brownie, did you?
I know, but I should have put the figures in. I hold my hands up. I should have put the figures in, into the video to make people understand the point. Finn is in the house. Hi, Finn. Hope you're well. That could be one of you guys, Steve, but we don't know. Finn, what beer have you got, Steve? That's what he's asking.
Hey, Finn, I'm on Guinness tonight, mate. I fancy the change. I've had a hard day at work, mate. Everything's gone wrong, and then had my little siesta. And I had to get a new UK car because all my cars and that are in Spain. So I had to get a new UK car sorted out. So, anyway, getting that one sorted out. So, Guinness tonight, mate. Guinness.
No problems. You need your pub background. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do. We have
been saying this. We have been saying.
We've been waiting for Brownie.
It will get around. It will get around in the end. It will get around in the end. Right. Before we go any further, right? Now we've got a special guest in the background, okay? But unfortunately, I'm not going to bring him on because he needs to knock his camera on first. Because I'm not bringing anybody on who's not fit, who's facing.
Right. I'll tell you who he is, right?
Right. This is okay. Go on.
Right. Something intrigues me in modern society. A lot of it involves football, a lot of it don't, right? And I get them myself. Trolls. I get fucking kids today sat in their bedrooms making all sorts of remarks, right? Not just to me, but you see it happen to football players especially, which is, and I personally, is ruining the game, right? It actually put people off being a fucking football player, right? Yeah. I want to know what makes these trolls tick. Right? Now, I'll give you what this has got. No, let me just finish, Browner.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, okay.
Right.
Go on.
Yeah. Now, this week, Global, as everybody knows, I'm a shareholder of Global 247 News, right? Which is one of the largest expat media outlets in Spain and the rest of Europe, and is now moving into the English news as well. Okay? Now, one of those things that happened, we obviously published the news, the voice of the people, we call it, it's not always mainstream news because we don't believe in just mainstream news. But posting into Facebook groups, news articles do go into Facebook groups, and you attract trolls. This week we attracted some spotty little oink in his bedroom who lives in Pencode, where my daughter lives. And he feels to come out about fake news, stupid comments, pathetic comments. Why is this on a website and stuff like this? So instead of him chopping off and acting the keyboard warrior, I called him out, invited him on tonight's show.
Right? Yeah, he's disappeared now from the background. I'm quite happy for this guy to come on. I'm quite happy for this guy to come on.
Noah. But his name's Noah. He's from Pencode. And I thought he would have the decency, as he's promised all week, to come on the show face to face, right? Now, you're talking to a man here who got arrested at Bristol Airport on charges of blackmail, threatening to kill, only 4 years ago for my comments on Facebook, right? I didn't get charged. I got fined £1,000 in the end, but all those charges were dropped, and I was going for the misuse of the Communications Act. Now,
are you ready for this now?
He's coming, is he?
Yeah.
Good. Let's have him on.
Right. Hi, my friend. Right, hang on, Steve, because I'm going to be a referee here, and we don't want no arguing back and forth. Because we've got people watching.
On the inside.
So, okay, man. What's your name, sorry?
No sound.
You may have muted yourself.
I don't think he's coming on our show, mate. I think he's doing this to piss us off.
Hello?
Anyway. He's talking to his nerds, look.
Oh, wow.
That is what...
We're giving him the opportunity.
That is the perfect example.
I'm not going to be doing that all night, Steve.
No, I don't agree. But what you've got there, Browner, is a fucking typical case of a nerd, right? As one of these... No, you can fucking laugh, right? But unfortunately, these trolls are ruining society, right? He's sat in his fucking spotty little bedroom there, chatting to his nerdy mates on there, and he'll be saying, "Oh, look, I'm on their fucking show." These are the people that come on and attack you for having a list, right?
Yeah.
These are the people who attack football players. These are the people who attack... They're the most saddest fuckers in life, right? And here he is now playing away. He's messaging now on my messaging away on my phone, which he's been plaguing all day.
Listen. My courier's just arrived. I told you you're going to have to hold out. 1 second, 1 second.
Right, well, I'll go get a beer while you get your curry. You get your curry, I'll get me fresh beer and calm down. Nerds. Right, so I beat Brownie back anyway. So anyway, it looks like our little nerd bottled it as was thought he would. His funny moment was his little clip. He showed us his face. Bless him. Fucking twat. What's society coming to, eh? I don't think Brownie took any money down for his Indian.
Hang on, Steve, hang on.
That's all right, son.
You bloody parked.
You up?
Hola, buona, ¿qué tal?
Gracias.
Right, bloody delivery drivers parked down the fucking street. Hang on.
Done a runner, have you?
Yeah, fucking right. Hola, buona.
Hello there.
Tahet.
Yes, sir.
Accepta and uno. See? Right. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, mate. Sorry, mate. I'll get back on now. So, hang on. Right, this guy's coming back now, but I'm going to give him one more chance when I get back in, yeah?
Who?
This guy's coming back. Oh, panic then. Sorry. Right, because I'm not having him coming in, not talking, going out, and, coming in, just messing the show up. This is his last chance if he wants to defend himself, okay?
All right, mate. Well, it's not about defend himself. It's about come and explain to us.
Yeah, I know, but you got to reply. You got to reply, haven't you?
Yeah, you got right.
Hang on. Get in. Go on, in. Right. Sorry, guys.
If you can get him.
Sorry, guys. Right. We'll try again.
Here we go.
Right. Hello, mate. Can you hear me? You muted yourself.
Well, he's meant to be an internet whiz kid, this one. He can't even use a fucking microphone.
Yeah, he's obviously messing us around. I know we have private messages, but fuck it, Steve. We tried it.
Yeah.
Anyway, right.
Yeah, this is. No, I gotta say, right. This is a troll, right?
Yeah.
Who within 2 minutes can put together and send me a website called Global 248 and put all the imagery on it just to try and wind me up. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he can't use a microphone. So anybody who thinks he's having technical issues is in dream world, right?
Yeah.
Even us over 50s, as he keeps reciting me as, right?
Yeah.
Can use a microphone. You know what I mean? So, like,
at
least you got a mugshot of him, mate.
Obviously, if anyone sees a chat, Jesus, I'm going quite quickly regarding. Anyway, I've thrown them all out. Anyway, here we go, right?
Well, he had loads of his little dummy mates in, didn't he? Pop.
Right. So Yasin, hi Yasin, hope you're well. This, I knew this show would go fucking off. Right. Well, anyway. Right, this is the guy, isn't it? Noah. Noah, we'll give you 2 opportunities, mate. If you can't operate, you
a microphone.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it anymore. Robert, I've been waiting for you to have sent me a message. So what's this guy been doing, Steve? What's this guy been doing there?
Mate, he's just one of many, mate, isn't he? But I get them all the time. But this nerd himself, right? He bombards you all day with messages. Every time you put a post on something, for instance, as we know, Steve Thomas, a big member of White Lives Matter, right?
Okay.
Fave Global 2 News, Global 24/7 News a story. Not mainstream news, right? It's Noah, gets off his arse. Excuse the pun, right? And I'm trolling. And it's fake news, that. This website's built on this. This bloke said this. Fucking hell, you don't stop, mate. You could spend your whole.
Well, does he do the same to every other news?
Yeah. They don't. They obviously don't have a job.
We both know the likes of BBC have done fake news in the past. So,
but it wasn't fake news. People don't want. It's not when people don't want to believe it. They call it fake news. But it's not about the fake news issue. It's my issue.
I know.
Is why? What is it with these sad bastards? Like me and you were kids. We went out and down the park with a fucking football, mate. Right? We didn't sit there on anti-social media just trolling and being offensive and being a prick, basically.
Right. Okay.
Yeah?
Now you say that, I'm going to have to hold Steve, I'm going to have to hold my hands up because I do not want the likes of being called a hypocrite. Right? I have, and I've done videos on this channel attacking one person or another. My problem is, right? My problem is that someone offends me or something, I can't let it go. I'll be completely honest.
No, can I?
Right?
No, can I?
The people who offend me, live rent free in my head. I'll be completely honest with you. I wouldn't call it trolling. If I come back to them, I wouldn't call it trolling.
Yeah, but you're in a broadcasting medium. I'm not. I just pop on here on a Friday. Right? Yeah. All week I got my businesses to run, right? Which unfortunately we do attract keyboard warriors in some of them, right?
Yeah.
Even a furniture business gets them these days, mate. I'm going to go to. In the old days, when I had retail shops in the old days before the internet, mate, there was no such thing as a keyboard warrior, and people have got braver with a keyboard, right?
Yeah.
Now, I'll give an example. We'll use that Noah there as an example. Right?
Okay.
Back in the day, he'd have to go down the pub to slag you off. Right?
Yeah.
Right? Or write you a letter. Right? Which you never write. So he'd be slagging you off down the pub. If you'd find out he's slagging you off, you'd give him a bunch of fives. Right? You'd give him a kicking. Right? Or offer him out for a fight. Right? But today, these kids are protected by the police and by their mums and all the rest of it, right? Yeah. So they think they can just go onto their keyboard, say what they want, do what they want, and think they're fucking funny. Well, they ain't funny. It's like all the Swansea ones who come onto this show calling you this, that, and whatever. They haven't got a brain. They're little kids in little fucking white t-shirts sat behind a computer screen with a hanky over their knob, right?
I know.
Yeah. Type in one-handed. Yeah, type in one-handed with a speed, right? And it just makes me wonder. It makes you wonder where society is going. I mean, when you go right to the extreme of football players suffering the abuse that they do on toxic Twitter, right? If I was a football player today, there's no way I'd have a Twitter account. You want as a football player, whether you have a good game, bad game, you should be able to go and play a game of football and have your day off the next day or until training or whatever. Not have to face a barrage of. You get enough abuse off the terrace. You get enough abuse down the pub. Yeah, but, which is fair enough. That's part of football. But there you are. Football fans, get down the pub. Talk about the game. But don't bring the player into the conversation, for fuck's sake, by tweeting him and then thinking you're fucking powerful because you can tweet him. Yeah? Football's changed, mate. Yeah? Football, and that's what really saddens me on the football
as well.
If I read on Twitter, if a player has a bad game or he misses a penalty, fucking hell, you think the world was ending. But what they say, they bring their families in it, their health into it. Dear, oh dear.
Yeah,
but they're protected. The police have social media police now. Do you know that? Well, the police have social media police to protect, and they protect these nerds. Because when you get up and go hunt them down and give them a good slap, they report you to the police.
I had one going back a couple of months ago, and I'll call him out actually.
Yeah,
because I'm sure someone talks to him in the chat. A guy called Grant McRoberts.
Right.
And he did upload a video. One video it's only ever uploaded on his YouTube channel. And you are right. You know, basically it's loners, if I'm honest with you. Loners in a bedroom.
You know, it's sad, mate. It is very sad.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go to chat because I'm sure this would have provoked some bloody. Right. Warren says nerds and he's laughing. Hi, Matthew. Hope you're well. Yes, Din. Get him back on. He's got his voice back. Well, he did when we tried again. Robert, go away, pain. Warren says he agrees with you, Daya. Hi, guy on right. Andy JS is in the house. Steve.
Evening, Andy. You all right, Sam?
Robert said, well, Rob, DM me on Twitter. Sorry, follow me on Twitter, and then we can DM and everything. Oh, and Mike doesn't even work. Well, you know, that's not my fucking problem, mate. Buy a proper mic.
Hey, I'll provide a purple mic, mate. If you get me on a
this guy should be honoured. I give him a platform to come on. And then when he's there, I'm not.
Yeah, but don't want to come on, mate.
Does he expect me to supply the bloody technology as well? No way.
But he's actually still messaging me now that he played me on in.
I know he's not coming on. I put my foot down now.
No, I started to show you that. I just got to show you.
Comments, Steve.
This is
full comments. I'm not giving him any more time. Right.
All right, mate.
Rob said, would love to talk about football, especially Scottish football. Yeah, definitely. I said, DM me, Rob. Matthew Price, elbow bump. Rob, do I live in Spain? Yeah, I do in Marbella. Steve is back home now in the UK. Steve used to live over here as well.
I come back for Christmas for see me kids, see me grandchildren. We got caught in the lockdown, and I'm enjoying being here at the minute. I'll go back to either Gibraltar or Fengarola when I feel like. But fortunately, I can roam like a gypsy, should we say? So that's what I do, you know. But I fancy going to Payne Cove to see my daughter actually, because there's a little nerd up there I'd like to find in a bus stop.
Like
fucking
Warren says, I can't believe Brownie stopped the show for Curry. But now the problem is is that Curry was late again. It was at least an hour late. That's why, and so.
You would have thought Brownie would allow an hour, because we all know what Spanish delivery drivers are like.
Oh, jeez. Ethan, just joined. What's going on? Oh, jeez. Random things, Rugby. Hey up, Random. Hope you're well. No one's come back in. Mic issues. Well, sort it out, mate. He said, sad times. Well, get to the shop. Get to the electronic shop. Ethan, what happened, Brownie? Well, Matthew will jump on. Lewis, join. FaceTime call, mate. Okay, change mic. No, he's had it. I'm not doing it. Let me back in. No, I'm blocking him now. He's gone.
Fuck him. Shame his mother didn't think that when he was fucking born.
Hello.
Where you going now, Brownie, son? Looks like I'm drinking on my own tonight. Brownie keeps disappearing here. He's not a very professional host, is he? He'll have trolls all over him now for this tomorrow. Oh, here he comes, double chin. Right, what are you doing, Brownie? Oh, fuck me. Where the fuck's he going now? I think he's been cyber attacked by the trolls.
What
the fuck's going on, Brownie?
I know.
I know we're the most unprofessional show on fucking YouTube, but you're making it worse.
I know, his missus got Putin, isn't there?
Oh, she's not fucking kicking off. You need to kick her into touch.
Yeah. She's sending in the tanks. Right. Right. Did you have Guardiola talking about Man City don't have enough money for a striker? Or did he hear, sorry, Guardiola? Oh, didn't you have? They spent 200 million.
No, I haven't heard that one, mate.
No, I haven't heard that.
Tell us more, Finn.
Yeah, Finn, when was that? Was that today? Because they're allowing Aguero go on a free transfer, so I'm surprised. Rob, can I join court? Not tonight, Rob. Where my stress level.
No,
not tonight. My stress level because of this guy is all over the place now.
See, the trolls have got there.
We will.
Have you got a lot going on with
my Twitter account, Rob, is in a ticker. Gonna come now on a ticker. So please like, share, and subscribe for Boy Brownie. YouTube with the handle, Rob. So jump on that. Follow me on Twitter there, and then we'll DM. Hi, Leaf, and hope you're well, my friend. Warren's come back. I know you put your foot down, but you still changed the microphone. Let him give one notch. No. I've had enough of this guy. No. Brownie, what am I doing? You know what? I haven't got a fucking clue what I'm doing, Ethan, if I'm honest with you. This show's going all over the place. And Robert said, no worries, Rob. Listen, I'll get you on, no worries. I'll come on to you, but just not today. I'm stressed out. Right, Steve. Let's come to talk about. Okay, no.
See, one troll can ruin the whole show, mate.
Well, no, I don't think. To be honest, it's kind of like be the centre of attention, but that's all these people want, isn't it?
Yeah. That's what they get off. He'd be saying to all these little mates, "Look, fuck that mess. Oh, I done this. I done." It is about being your. It must be about being your centre of attention, but from behind your curtains in a bedroom, mate. I don't get it. It's a shame he wouldn't come on decently and explain how he gets his kicks. Obviously, you don't get a shag from a bird or anything, does he? Right? So he must need his kicks from somewhere else, right? Yeah. And he fucking, 17 purple-haired spotty oik, right? Yeah, trying to tell me how to operate one of my businesses. Well, my word to him is, when you've done what I've done in the world, son, and he even takes a piss that I'm fucking 55, right? When you've achieved what I've achieved, when you've done what I've done, fucking come and have a say, right? But when you're in your mum's fucking bedroom, spunking over a hand, right? That's all he's doing. But I'll tell you what, right? I'll fucking go to Paincode because my daughter lives there, right? And I'll find the fucker. And you watch him shit himself then when I get him by the fucking throat, right? But it does happen. These nerds don't realise, and they don't realise, they're putting themselves in danger, I reckon, sometimes, Brownie. Because imagine in our day, you fucking message Reggie Craig, right?
I know. Yeah,
you know what I mean? A lot of the time, it does make me laugh. They haven't got a clue. Not that I'm saying I'm any fucking Reggie Craig, right? But what I'm saying, they ain't got a clue who they're fucking beating up.
I know.
Right?
I know.
For their fucking orgasm, right?
But there's, you know, Steve, do you think, listen, the last, 12, 16 months now, shutdowns one way or another, lockdowns one way or another.
Yeah.
Do you think it could be a mental side effect to being you just not get all your aggression out online because you've got no one else to talk to?
They've been doing it before. They've been doing it before lockdown, though, haven't they? It's been going on for a long time.
It may not be highlighted this much. Do you think it's just because the press are highlighting the issue now? Or do you just think it's increased?
It has increased. It increases every day, mate, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But I can never understand. I don't understand now, right? I don't get this anyway, right? But take Twitter, as I call it, right? That is the most toxic social media platform in the world. It's even worse than Facebook, right? But why do people? Well, I can never get in my head. Why do people feel the need to tweet in the first place?
Yeah.
Right? Take the fucking dog for a walk or something. But it has to be that look at me syndrome, right?
Yeah.
Because if it, but why do we want to look at you? Why would you want someone looking at your life? I don't get all that bit, mate. To be honest with you. So go back to football players. Why does a football player need a Twitter account?
Well, unfortunately, it's more now because of marketing, commercial reasons.
Yeah, but
that's why Pogba. If you look at the I read press reports, right, of the end of year like shareholders meeting in which Man United do, and Ed Woodward, and all the time social media kind of like followers and interaction, and because it is, unfortunately, it's a part of business, and the kind of players now use social media to for personal advertising reasons and commercialism.
Well, in what way?
There's obviously a downside to that, but financially, that's why they're doing it. For example, Guy Lineker didn't have Twitter; he was only on BBC. No one would have a bad thing to say about him.
Yeah. Well, I think he's fucking sad, to be honest. It's a look at me.
No, I agree. I do agree. It is, and it's sad indictment of society is at the moment.
Yeah.
Because
what do you think? What do you think? All the talk now that Twitter needs to tighten up. What do you reckon happened there?
Right. As many people know, I had my Twitter taken down because I said something. To be honest, I've done a joke video, a spoof video, which is still on my YouTube channel. Going back now. Took my Twitter down because of that. It was basically it went. People don't have versions of it, but basically a northern voiceover. Hitler was doing one of his.
Been around for years, haven't he?
And it was the northern voiceover on about get back to the pubs, because it was lockdown. Many people thought it was funny.
Well, that video's been that I know the one you mean. That video's been dubbed how many times for many reasons. That was out back in the night 2000.
Twitter took my my profile down.
You keep talking. I've got to go shake your leg a minute, right? The old Guinness is going through me.
Yeah, I know what. No, Twitter took that profile. I lost loads of contacts, but yet at the same time, I'm seeing people with obviously bigger content say more horrendous things on that platform, and Twitter's not doing it at all. Nothing doing about it at all. I think it's a disgrace. Another thing, while he's out as well. Another thing is, I don't know much about Twitter. He's hardly on it. But another thing, what annoys me is people who, like on a Twitter profile, the photos, the profile picture is of a favourite footballer. They got no followers, or he may have 1 or 2 followers. May have 1 or 2 followers, right? And all of a sudden it's just abuse. You know, I know of YouTubers who have like 15 different, Twitter accounts. But it's come to a point now. If you're man enough to say whatever you want to say on social media, you have to do ID, e.g. passport, driving license, to get on.
Yeah, no, that should be brought in straight away, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
And Facebook as well, mate. You know, people get a Facebook ban. I've had a few in my time. You just go and create another account. Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know. It's just Facebook. Their bans are too much in me. They're too much.
The trouble you have with Facebook is you get these groups, right? You end up joining a group, and then you get power-hungry admin. It's the first bit of power they've ever had in their life, right? You're banned.
Yeah.
You're banned, right? Sad fuckers, really.
Yeah.
If that's they want to be the authority. It's like they've always wanted to be the headmaster of a school, and now they've got all their pupils. Right? You can't say, but they have their own opinion. They can't stay neutral, Brown. Right? And if an argument kicks off, they ban the person they don't agree with through self-ego. But I think Facebook started off as a laugh. It's like football message boards, really, isn't it? Right?
Yeah,
we were both members.
Well,
I'm a member of Anis's board, CardiffCityForum.co.uk. But look, that's changed, right? That's gone from the lads being on there, all having a banter when they want a game on there, all knowing who is who, and on Mike Morris's board as well, right? Yeah? Everybody knew, when they first came out, everybody knew who everybody was. You called yourself something, right? I was Tim Boyd Blue. You were Military Junta, I think, if I remember, right? Until you got rumbled and it got published in the Sun newspaper.
But no, social media.
There's no different to me.
Like a follow-on.
Message boards at the time. No, hang on, let me finish. Message boards at the time then, back, what would that have been? 90s, right?
Yeah, early 2000s.
Maybe 2000, yeah. They were like the lads down the pub every night. Right? You'd go in, you'd finish your tea, you'd get on the laptop, you'd go in the message board, you'd have a bit of banter about football and whatever was going on in life, just like a pub conversation. Yeah? But that then changed because the nerds started joining. Right? No, they did. So me and you could be having a banter, we could be having an argument, say, with, I don't know, Anis, right? Or somebody else, right? But then the nerds start chipping. You go, who the fuck's this? And they get kicking off when they're pointless, getting in the way of the conversation. And then it becomes politically correct, right? These message boards now become politically correct. And the fun goes out of it. That conversation you have down the pub after a game, you can't have on a message board anymore. And then the trolls come out, and they
follow on from a pub after a conversation.
You know, your furniture's shit, Daya. Your fucking Brownie, you can't talk properly, and all the abuse starts coming in. Right? I'm big enough and broad enough shoulders to be able to take it. Sometimes I used to get wound up by it. I get in the rucks, and who was the person who got banned? Me. The nerds never get banned. They're clever what they do. They started off, get their kicks out of it.
And then they go crying.
Yeah. But it's like when I got arrested at Bristol Airport. Can you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you remember, me and you had a job on at the time, and you offered to do it for $2,000. The police went right through my phone and said, "Is Adam Brown your hitman?" I said, "What the fuck are you on about?" This is fucking 2 o'clock in the morning. I've been nicked at Bristol. I'm in Merthyr police station for doing the old 24-hour. Social media police.
I know.
Is Adam Brown your hitman? Why would Adam Brown be me fucking hitman? Right? He'd fucking miss. And all it come from is you sent me a message, I'll do the job for $2,000. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It makes me wonder where it's all.
Well, I'm going to pick up some things which they do come in every now and then, especially like if some of the video clips are highlighted by Swansea Twitter, like. If I was
Brownie. The difference is there's banter, which we all love a bit of banter, don't we? Right? My mates, Como, Andy JS, all them, they fucking love banter. Right? And we have funny banter. We have a dig at each other, you know, and wind each other up. Like I cancelled Gareth Hughes' fucking holiday.
No.
Yeah, but it was banter.
Right? But anyway, right? Somebody come in, some Swansea fans will come in and they take a piss out of this. I'm 42 years old, right? I'm 42 years old. I take a piss out of my lisp almost on every single fucking video I do.
Yeah.
Right?
Every
at the end of the intro, it says, shooting by the lisp. I take a piss of myself. So when they come in, they play on. It's like you don't get the fucking you don't get the idea of the shows, do you? I take a piss myself.
Yeah, but they never know different. I don't think these little kids or nerds or whatever you want to call them have ever experienced real life anymore.
I know.
Do you know what I mean? They haven't gone down the pub and had a crack where people take the piss out of themselves and the piss out of each other.
Yeah.
And when it backfires on them, though, mate, when it backfires on them, they're the first ones to run to the old bill or their mum.
Oh, I know. Yeah. No.
Fucking amazing, isn't it? Yeah. And I don't think that mum. Bedroom.
This guy's bots are still coming as well. Right? So I'm taking more time out to delete his bots than I am talking to you. So I do apologize.
He's introduced. He threatened to do that on one of his messenger. He said, "I got 800 bots coming to the show."
Well, yeah. Well,
some of them in Spanish. They might enjoy it. He said that was his words. This is a little track you have playing in you through your working day. Yeah. Then your mobile's going off. You think I was a deal on or a driver on or whatever, right? And you got some nerd sending you messages.
Right, Tom Palmer's in the house. Hi, Tom. Hope you're well. I agree. Social media is plague on society. Absolutely. Absolutely. No, and I am going to say this because, again, I don't want people to call me a hypocrite. I can overstep a mark, and I have done. Right? But, and Steve was honest.
Brownie. Brownie. You've done it yourself.
When I do step over a mark on social media, sometimes I have 24 hours, if not a day or a following day. But if I know that it is completely my fault, I will apologize because I feel that I publicly slated someone off for whatever reason. I should go to the same kind of platform and apologize. And that, it's kind of like I don't agree with like a newspaper slagging someone off, and if they got it wrong, they put it on page 30 next to the horse racing results. I don't agree with that. If you have to do an equal kind of platform, you have to make an apology. And this is another thing which I'm going to do with I'm going to say regarding that, because you know what I'm talking about. What I don't like is that someone does call you out for whatever on social media, and you find and you actually have evidence that what you're saying or your defense is correct. Actually, evidence. But no. And then finally they accept. But the apology is a DM. Bear in mind,
or they block
bear in mind, they slagged me off publicly on a massive account. But when I know they're in the right, when I know that they are in the wrong, their apology is a DM. It's the same kind of level as what that public slagging off was. That's my opinion.
No, they did. I noticed that you always get the apology in a private message. It's very rare you get an apology, mate. To be honest with you,
I know, but we know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Robert, content coming soon. No worries, my friend. No worries. Right. Is that Andy again, Steve? Even in Adam?
Not sure, mate, on that one. Don't know if that's Andy. AJS. Could be.
Where's Shirley, Steve?
Oh, fucking Shirley. Fucking hell. He's probably on the ice cocktails down the Luna Bar, falling over the fucking wall again.
All right, okay. No worries. Brownie, more of a leg end drop. Brownie, making me hungry. I do apologize, guys. I'm starving.
Really you spat most of it over the screen.
Right, Steve.
Right.
I heard you say a story, and I'll be honest with you. I can't. You said it a few whatever this channel, and for the life of me, I've been trying to figure out if I've ever heard this the story, and I didn't, and it made me really, really laugh. So it's on Malcolm Allison story.
Oh, fucking hell. That's going back.
Yeah, come on, Malcolm Allison story.
Malcolm Allison was.
Right. Because of the age of people in the chat, you may have to describe who Malcolm Allison is.
Right. Malcolm Allison, at the time, was a player at West Ham United when I was a little kid, right? And he was Bob. It was him, John Bond, Bobby Moore, all them. And I went to primary school, first of all, in London. And the school was right next to the Upton Park football ground. So we'd call them out as you do. They were our heroes, And we'd wash their cars and stuff for £1 and whatever. Anyway, cut a long story short, but a few years down the line, Malcolm Allison became the manager of Yeovil Town. So I had a run out, should we say, to see if I was any good. And he said, no, I was crap. Right? Yeah. But we'd known each other. He said, oh, you're the lad. Yeah. And all that.
Has he gone?
Anyway.
You went, Ben. You went.
Oh, internet again. Your Spanish Wi-Fi, I expect. But
Go on.
Right. So what basically happened was, I had a little knock for Yeovil to see if I was any good, and Malcolm Allison said I was crap and never be a football player. Right. Anyway, cut long story short. Years later, in a White Lion in a place called Estradowin, I walked in the pub, and there's a good old-fashioned boozer. Do you know what I mean? All the lads on a Friday night, you know this type of pub. And Robbie Lyon says, "Hey, Daya, you used to play football, didn't you?" Right? I said, "Well, I knocked a few balls." Robbie, do you know what I mean? He said, "I got family in from Manchester. Come and join us." So I got my pint night. Where I sat down and hello, Dave, hello, Colin, hello, so and so. And Robbie said, "Daya used to play football." He fucking winding me up, and he said, "Daya used to play football. But what happened, Daya? Where did it all go wrong?" I said, "Well, I knocked a couple of balls," I said, "down at Yeovil Town. But the manager at the time was this fucking wanker called Malcolm Allison." Right? And when I called him a wanker, it wasn't in a nasty way, because I'd known him since a kid. And he said, "Oh, yeah. So what happened then?" I said, "Well, I was fucking good, but Malcolm obviously had different opinions and blah, blah, blah. Said I was one-footed, said this, said that, So he said, the lad, one of the lads said, "Oh," I said, "Where are you from then, mate?" He said, "Oh, I'm from Manchester." I said, "So what's your name?" He said, "Dave." I said, "Oh, nice to meet you. Yeah, Dave Allison." And it was Malcolm Allison's son. Right? So, oh, fucking hell. So I just called your dad a wanker. He said, "No, I take it all with a pinch of salt, mate." I said, "Anyway, how is the old sod?" I said, "He was a good old guy. He used to give me a quid to wash his car, blah, blah, blah." And he said, I said, "I'm up in Manchester next week." I said, "A bit of business. Would you mind?" He explained he was in a home. He had dementia. I knew he had dementia anyway from the media. And so he said, "No, go and visit him." So me and Mojo are up in Manchester, Mojo, me brief. And we're up in Manchester, and I said, "Hey, Mojo, we're going to pop into this nursing home." I said, "We're going to go visit Malcolm Allison." So he said, "Oh, yeah, that'll be all right." So got the nursing home, right? Seen the nurse, said, Dave Allison's given permission to come and see Malcolm, right? Which he had done. He forewarned them we were coming. Yeah. And the nurse said, "I doubt he'll remember you." I doubt he'll remember. He doesn't remember a lot. I said, "Oh, never mind. We, pay our hellos and whatever." So he went into this room. There he was, sat in his chair. And it's about 11:30 in the morning, right? And he went, "Dave, you fucker, what are you doing here?" He remembered me like that, right? And I fucking burst out. I said, "The nurse said you wouldn't remember us, Mal." She thinks I can't remember fuck all, then, right? And he said, "Right." So, the nurse said, "I will leave you to it. You obviously remember each other." I said, "Oh, he's a nurse." And he said, "I was crap at football." Right? And he said, "You were crap. He was a bit like Brian Clough. You were crap." He was going. Anyway, he said, "Sneak me out down the pub." And I said, "Well, can't we book?" "No, they won't let me go." He said, "I've snuck out so many times for a beer, I don't come back because I can't remember how to get home." So he took me down the pub. We snuck out the fire. We had the afternoon down the pub and we swapped stories and everything, bless him. And he did have the match. He'd been beating himself a lot. And that was nothing to do with the beer, but he got a few beers down him. And we took him back to the nursing home. God, didn't we get some shit from the nursing home? Mate, he had a good day. He was a legend, mate. If you ever get the chance, I'll tell you, the best video on YouTube of him is he's manager of Crystal Palace. after he's been sacked by Man City. And John Bond, his best mate, is taking the Man City job. And they were big mates, him and John Bond. John Bond was another character.
I've seen that documentary. It's on, it's on YouTube.
Fantastic. Anybody who hasn't seen it, you've got to watch the TV go behind the screens for Manchester City versus Crystal Palace, right? Yeah. And it's brilliant, right? And the two of them are exploding, and they're best mates. But that actually comes back to what we talked. The banter between the two of them was fantastic. And they remained friends. They weren't nerds. They weren't keyboard warriors. They'd say to each other's faces. They'd have a laugh, and that was what football was about. You know, and it's just like that. It's
that takes me back to similar story, really, because it was all about dementia. Lisa's mum had dementia from very, a young age compared to, normal. My ex-wife Lisa, and as a kid, she used to go watch Fulham, and in Andy, Bobby Robson used to play for Fulham, right?
Right.
Now, she should not be able to remember anything. But if you speak out about Fulham in the 1950s, she would tell you every score of a game.
Dementia is a very sad thing for people to get. But my good lady, she works and looks after people with dementia, and they can remember everything from the past, right? Yeah, it's going forward. They seem to forget. A good mate of mine in Spain, the singer Ricky Lavarza. I grew up with him. That lad in Caswell we know him as Kerry Prothero, but his stage name's obviously Ricky Lavarza. But his mother-in-law, she suffers with it. But you go out for a beer with her or dinner or whatever, and she remembers like a button, anything backwards, but forwards you can't remember the last 2 minutes. Do you know what I mean? It's a very sad disease. It is a disease, isn't it? I think the Jack Charlton program. I don't know if you saw that the other night. I've seen it before, but
no, I didn't. I didn't. But
that's a watchable. Jack Charlton could not remember anything about going forward, anything about people that they showed him on a video screen or anything. But say Paul McGrath walked in the room, you know him straight away. Yeah. And it's not a nice disease, is it? And there's another thing now, football, isn't it? Footballers, the England 66 World Cup team, like a lot of them now, to mention, they looking back at heading the ball and all the rest of it, it's all being brought up into the spotlight now, isn't it? You know. So
we're going to have to finish this quite early because your microphone is going as bad as that guy you try to bring on.
Well, yours is at my end, isn't it, mate?
No, it's breaking. You breaking.
Yeah, yours is crackly.
Oh, right, okay. It might be StreamYard then. Okay, we'll stick with it for 50 minutes. Let's go back in the chat. Random is in. Hi, Random. Hope you're well. Ethan, the report you straight away after the. Hang on. Just saying, they report you straight away after they start because they want that reaction. But yeah, you don't have the media trolls.
Yeah, you're right there.
I know what my age is like. Yeah, because Ethan's a youngster. Okay. Finn, the team lost Barnsley. Barnsley, I tell you what, Barnsley are dark horses, isn't they, for the playoffs?
Swansea lost, have they?
Yeah, that's what
But yeah, Birmingham, isn't it?
Barnsley. Oh no, they have
Birmingham.
Yeah, Barnsley Reading, isn't it? Barnsley Reading. Okay, all right, okay.
I love the scores.
Barnsley Reading, yeah. And then they have Birmingham. Lou Tube, hi Lou. Hope you're well, my friend. AJS, hi mate. Hope you're well. Warren, most bonkers match day you've both ever been to at City?
At the City, bonkers.
I think if I'm honest with you.
Say again.
You know, every time I've been with you down the City, it's been basically, the fantastic of, isn't
What? So you broke out here, mate?
Sorry. Every time I've seen you down the City,
yeah,
it's been, the prawn sandwich brigade, the upstairs type of thing.
No. Yeah. My most bonkers game down the City, and I have to say,
I know, but I think he's on about me and you together.
Let me finish. Look, the question is, what is the most bonkers match day you have ever been to at the City? I reckon the biggest bonkers match day that I've ever been to the City, without fail, was the greatest football match I've ever been to in my life. And I'm not, I'm a West Ham supporter at heart, but I did follow the City, and had to beat the Leeds United game. That beat any game that I believe I would say is the greatest game of football, for atmosphere, for bonkerism, if you want to call it that, for everything. It was just an amazing game of football. I'll never forget it. And it beats any West Ham game I've ever been to. And that's saying something. Do you know what I mean? I've been to some crazy West Ham games, And but that game was something else. Absolutely something else. It was, it had everything.
I tell you what, and it was brought up on a Facebook Cardiff Facebook page earlier on. Very, very close to the top is Tottenham away in the League Cup 2001.
Yeah, I went to that. That's where you got your entry in, wasn't it? But
that comes very close to the top.
No, I didn't think there was anything super thing about that game, mate, to be honest, in my opinion. But at the City, that wasn't at the City, mate, to be honest. We're talking at the City, not away. So
yeah, that's fair enough.
And read the questions fucking properly.
Yeah. Right, you two. Who was that guy earlier? Steve got an issue with him.
I haven't had an issue with him. No, you're wrong. He's a troll. He's one of my trolls. I've got hundreds of the fuckers. But it's one I called out. So come on then, son. If you've got something to say, let's go face to face. Come on the show. And what he's done tonight, Lou, he's tried to pretend to come on the show. He's been bottling it all week. But he's tried to come on the show, and then he makes out his microphone won't work. So he's had his little trolley there.
As per usual, as a result, the innocent person, in all this, me.
You've never been innocent.
All these deleted bloody bots out of it.
Yeah. What he's done, Lou, he's added loads of bots, 800 odd bots. For how he does it, he's one of these computer nerds, and he's trying to disrupt the show. But that's it, He's had his orgasm for the night. He's been able to use his tissue, wipe up his spunk.
No, his sock. His sock. He's right.
His sock.
Yeah. Right. AJS. Adam. Steve would have old Bill knocking at his wind-ups, especially against Taffy Wilburys.
Well, but the beauty is those Taffy Wilburys, they're class, right? But there's banter. That's just my point. Football was part of the beauty of football is the banter. But when you have the banter, do it as yourself. Golden rule number 1, right? And you've got to be able to get. If you're going to give it, you've got to be able to take it. Right? The Taffy Wilburys there, great bunch of lads. They travelled all over Europe. I go with them sometimes, but I'll take the piss out of them. They take the piss out of me. Right? But it's all it remains in harmony. Yeah? We don't make poison snipes at each other. or gutter comments, right? You know, Gareth Hughes is a member of the Taffy Wilburys. He'd had his holiday cancelled, right? He goes then, relieves he's got his holiday booked. He goes to have a game of golf. He's about to tee off, and I ring him pretending to be the travel agent and cancel his second holiday, right? He goes fucking spare, right? We all travel agents, right? And give holy fuck, right? But that's banter, right? But that's mate.
Yeah,
but that's no different than what you do down the pub. These nerds don't go down the pub and say it to your face. They're inconspicuous.
Yeah.
Right? They hide behind their computer screen. They hide in their little bedroom there, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think it's a ruin of society, mate. I really.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Where
agree.
it's all going, mate, with all this anti-social media. I tell you.
I once said, great story, Dave Allison. I just called your father a wanker. Brilliant.
It was funny. And to be fair, Dave Allison took it funny. Do you know what I mean? He found it funny, so he got it, you know. It was. I did feel a bit of a plonker, mate. Look, I'm set up by Robbie Lyons. There we are.
And Rob says, I go to Almadelos. Yeah, it's not only down every summer.
Yeah, not a bad place. Yeah, definitely.
Have you met any people? Oh, jeez. How long have you got? How long have you got, Finn?
Fucking hell, Finn. Yeah.
You can't watch our previous shows.
Say again.
You can't have been watching our previous shows because every.
Yeah, many, Finn. Let's say many.
Yeah, too many. Wait till you come. If I said most of them, and I say most, I wish I hadn't met because really? I think yeah, I do. There's some in which I've met over the years. Basically be wankers, right? And I thought of them because of my playing ability. You know, I looked up to them after meeting most of them.
That can happen, can't it? It depends when you meet them, doesn't it? It depends in what.
Yeah, I know.
Like I met him through work, right? I met him through work, and obviously the football agency business and stuff like that as well. And I could tell you story after story about football players. But if I go back and for my love of football through West Ham United, right? I know where you're coming from. There's a couple of players that are heroes. My uncle obviously played in goal for West Ham, right? But in them days, players were just players.
Yeah.
But when you meet a player who you don't work with, you don't represent him, or you don't do anything, you're not associated to him, and your young son's with you next to you as well. Like my little George, well, he's not little anymore. He's in his fucking 20s, but he was little. And you watch a player, right? And then when you get to meet him, you think, oh, fucking fussed on you, son. Do you know what I mean? And I know what you mean. It's because you'd rather be a hero on the pitch, more for your son and you, for your club. But when you meet him, you think, fucking what? Do you know what I mean? It is disappointing. I won't go into names, but there's one at West Ham I'll always remember. And he was my childhood hero, right? Absolute childhood hero. And later in life, I got to meet him, and I thought, what a prick, right? You know, and I'm not going to name him. But, yeah, I can't believe it, me. But my biggest hero as a kid was Billy Bonds, and when I did actually meet Billy Bonds, I met him several times now. But the first time I met him, I was in awe. I was fucking in awe, and I was 40 odd years old. Do you know what I mean? When I first met him, and it was like, fucking what a man. Do you know what I mean? I was like a little schoolboy, mate. I really went back to being a schoolboy, starstruck. Yeah, and that was the greatest feeling. And, what an honourable, humble man. So from a fan's point of view, it can be very disappointing when you miss a player, when you meet a player, right?
Yeah.
And I get where you're coming from there. I came through the football industry, obviously, or the sporting industry, should we say. And so you see it a different light then. But as a supporter and a fan, it can either go one way or the other. Put it that way.
Steve, you were at Cowboys for many years. I was in Penarth. Most of the Cardiff players would live around us.
Yeah.
Peter Whittingham, Ledley, and Penarth, and so on. And I have to say, Cardiff players, because because it's championship level and so on. With Penarth, it's like Cowboys exactly the same. Because the towns are so small, everyone kind of knows everybody. Yeah, especially where I was down in Marine. You go into Tesco's, I bump into a few.
You remember a football player, the same as everybody else, apart from the wage packet they get, in general. But their shit smells like everybody else's, right?
Yeah,
yeah. But they are. It depends who they are. But the trouble is, they come in, especially if we talk about Cardiff. Then they're only championship players at the end of the day, really, aren't they?
Yeah.
So they're not fucking famous, really. They're only ever famous in their local little area. And some of them think they're the big shot, but some of them are really nice people. Like I've met some great Cardiff players over the years who've become personal friends. But then you say that, but then you take it. Robbie Fowler moved to Cowbridge. What a great laugh he was. Now I met him through Dave Jones, as assistant manager, was he didn't assist me, fitness coach. He was at Cardiff, right? Alex Armstrong, who's now the assistant manager, in New Zealand, right? What a great bloke, fantastic bloke. Of course, him and Fowler both being Scousers, and Fowler come to Cardiff, met him through him and whatever. And Fowler was just a normal, enjoyed a pint, nice bloke, fucking minted. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Absolutely minted, He's buying his new curtains. We were laughing with him in the pub. His curtains for his fucking new front room in Cowbridge cost £8,000. A fucking pair of curtains, right? And you're like, fucking, you know what I mean? But you take a piss out of it, didn't it? But Fowler was great. We took him on a piss a few times. It got even ended up Wales on Sunday, didn't it? Before he played a game, he was rat-ass down fucking Mill Lane. Kevin Cooper was another good Cardiff one. Say again, mate.
What did you say?
Kevin Cooper. I had all the time in the world with Kevin Cooper. Played for Wolves a lot. Great bloke.
Yeah.
He ended up being the landlord of our local pub. Oh, what a fucking laugh Coops was. So in Cardiff players, to be fair, in the majority, don't go too big-headed. Right? I'll be honest, they don't, to be fair. You get the odd one, don't you? Hasselbank was a bit of a fucking show pony. But in majority Cardiff players, good lads, Bellamy's Bellamy, isn't he? But Bellamy came back to Cardiff, giving it the big one. I'm not a fan of Craig Bellamy. We had him up at West Ham and fuck all. Right, went on. Mercenary.
Right, Ethan, where do you see Cardiff City in 5 years' time? Where do you see
Championship. I can't see under Vincent Town. I can't see him pushing on. To be honest with you, I think personally, not nothing against him, but apart from when he changed the colour, obviously. But Brownie have got stronger opinions, but I don't think he's got the ability or the desire anymore to. I think he's had his little spell in the Premiership. He didn't like it. I think he'll offload the club, right? Eventually, when he's clawed enough of his money back out, which he has invested, obviously. a shitload of money. He runs the club on not a shoestring, but on a business level, which the parachute payments are running out now. They've gone. Is it this year they ran out? I think they remain a top half championship club in the next 5 years. But they've got a couple of court cases coming up, which once those are out of the way, you never know. You may see an interested party coming by them. They got the facilities there now, mate. They got the nice stadium. They got the training facilities right. They got the sporting complexes all around the ground. The club now probably is there in its best form for pushing on to Premier League football. But when they get to Premier League, they've got to stay there. They can't just keep doing this, go up one season and then come down, go up one season. You've got to, when you get up there, you've got to be able to stay there for a couple of seasons. And become a regular in the
Well, the parachute money is ending in the summer. So
I don't see Vincent Tan ploughing heavy money in again. I'm not knocking him. You can't knock any football owner because the easiest way in the world to lose money is buy a football club. People think that, right? No matter how much money you got, these multi-million billionaire businessmen aren't in the game to lose money. They want to make money. Yeah? And I don't think, I'm not sure what the ulterior motive ever was for Vincent Tan buying Cardiff, to be honest. I think there was something somewhere why he did. But I don't think we had that Cosway brand come to Cardiff for a while, didn't we? Was it Cosway it was called? Opened a couple of shops in Cardiff. And I think the football club was going to be focused around a brand. But I don't think it happened. And I think Vincent Tan, whilst he's an honourable, I think he's pretty honourable, to be honest, is not got the business acumen in football to take the club further. He employs people from his own businesses, car sales and all the rest of it. You know, and there's still a little bit of skullduggery going on there as well. Did you know? In the fact that not many people knew that the current Cardiff chairman, Emmett Dowman, was Sam Mann's financer.
Yeah.
Did you know that? Now, I only found that out 3-4 weeks ago, and I thought,
I heard that before. I have heard that before.
No, I didn't know that. But until we say again,
like James says, fucking getting there, Birmingham. Yeah, but
it's cool, right? But they went.
Oh, hang on. Finn, I watched the previous shows, but you still met so many. We have, right?
Yeah,
that was part of the job. And a lot of it is because we lived in the area where the footballers were living as well.
There was living in the area. There was through the business world. You meet a lot through the business world. And then obviously myself, I was at a sports agency that dealt with football players. Do you know what I mean? So, it's weird. It's a weird thing. But at the end of the day, the bottom line is,
I just want to say, Finn, I'm not having a go at you, Finn, or your question or anything. You can ask us whatever. But basically, it was just for work and where we lived at the time.
Yeah. But, you know, a football player is just doing his job at the end of the day. They get hero status worship from fans, quite rightly. I have my hero worship for players on the pitch, even at fucking 55 years old. You know, it's like, he's fucking class.
Can Steve comment on the Pink Van crew?
Oh, fucking hell. Okay, that was famous. That was a very famous fast Paul Foster's there. Good lad, Paul Foster's. Good lifelong friend, actually. Taftswell lad. When I lived in Taftswell, met Foster many years ago. We were probably, Foster's 15, 16, 17. Big City fan as well, Foster's. When hardcore fan, you know. So what actually happened? The Pink Van crew became famous, right? We didn't take any shit, right? But in them days, any of these computer nerds today would be very scared of the Pink Van crew. Put it that way, right? But I went away on holiday. I bought an old British gas fan when I was about 17. Right? Remember the old gas fans? White bonnet, blue all over. Bought one of them down the auction, Cardiff auction. Had it for a few weeks. Went on holiday, Club 1830 to Mallorca, right? As you did in them days. Come back, my van's pink, right? I thought, what's fucking happened here then? And my brother says to me, "Oh, yeah, we thought we'd respray it for you, bro." I said, "Well, cheers, kid. That's nice of you. Didn't think anything of it. Hey, nice colour. Like they were meant to do it West Ham colours, right? It was meant to be claret, right? But it turned out more pink. Right, okay. Took it down a Taft Well, and the lads all, what the fucking hell's this day? It's fucking pink. I said, it was meant to be claret, right? Of course, anyway, we used to, as retrobates, should we say in them days, used to tour around in our pink van, and we became very famous as the Pink Van crew from Taft Well. You'd go in the back of the van, there'd be 3 or 4 Tesco trolley handles falling off, baseball bats, just in case it all come on. And we used to go down Porthcawl and all sorts of places, you know. And we had a great time. We had a great time, all sorts of things. You name it went on in that van. Shagging, fighting, boozing. The only thing we didn't allow was drugs. Do you know what I mean? We had a great mate who was, I'll tell you a funny story. We had a great, he's dead now, bless him, Johnsy. We had Martin John. He was probably the hardest bloke you'd ever meet, but he didn't look hard, right? He was about 6 foot tall, like a beanpole, right? Ginger hair, right? Always wore a camouflage jacket. And we were just fucking around on a Sunday one day, and as cars came our way, we flashed the lights, and all the lads were pointing at their tyres, right? To see people pull over, really. But remember, we're 17, right? So we pulled up on a petrol station in Craiger, which is just past Penturk. And these 2 fucking Royal Marines pull up, right, behind us. And they're fucking huge, right? They got fucking muscles out here. And he went, "You thought that was fucking funny, dear. Right? Who wants a fight?" Expecting to all the fucking Marines. In the doors of the van opened up, and out comes Johnsy. I fucking will. And he battered him. And the fucking ball running on the petrol stations comes running out. He's trying to stop a fight. And Johnsy's taking these 2 Marines out, spraying them out across the forecourt. We got ourselves a bit of a reputation back in the day for our pink van. Yeah. Thank you for bringing that one up.
This one will be a long one, right? So be quick on it, Steve, because my notification of my battery power.
You and your batteries.
I tried to put it on charge. It's still coming up. So something wrong with charging.
Here we go. Let's have
right,
a look.
I know.
On,
what's your all-time West Ham? And I have to give my all-time City 1 to 11.
What's your all-time side over the years? A manager. Brownie was all right. Forget Brownie's bit then. Fucking hell. Who would go in my? Fucking hell, that's a fucking hard question. That was a good question, isn't it? Goalkeeper. Yeah. I'd go. It might. Well, that's even hard. Between Phil Parkes and Ludo McClesco, right? But I would have to.
I thought you were going to say actually.
I wouldn't go me up. I wouldn't go me up. Who do you think I'd go?
I thought Phil Parkes would have gone for.
You broke up again on your speaker, so mate.
I would have thought Phil Parkes you would have gone for.
It would be Parkes. Out of those 2, I'll go Phil Parkes. Yeah. Centre half, Billy Bonds. Bonds would have to be in the team. God, crikey, I'd have to go. Oh, fuck me, this is hard. Bobby Moore would have to go in, obviously. They were great, but Julian Dix would be in there. I love Dixie, good mate of mine. Talk about meeting football players. Me and Dixie become very good friends. over the years. Great lad. But his passion for footballing was fantastic. Dix would have to be in there. Alan Devonshire would have to be in there for the amount of money that West Ham paid for him and for the skill of that player. He'd be worth millions in today's game. Absolute millions. Alan Devonshire.
Mark Ward?
No, I wasn't really. Wardy was all right, but he wouldn't get in me top 11. I'll tell you who would get in.
Cotty?
Who?
McAvenny Cotty?
Well, I ain't come to the strikers yet. Paolo Di Canio would be in there.
Yeah.
Rated him. I tell you what I did rate, and I met a few times, so whether that's blurring it really. Tricky Trevor Sinclair I liked. We've become a friend. Met him at the school gates, funny enough, when he's playing for Cardiff. But there was a moment, funny enough, Tricky Trev. He was good. He was good when he was at West Ham. I loved Ian Bishop. I loved Trevor Morley. I can't really pick. It's hard to pick, mate. Though. I love Frank McAvenny, Tony Cotty, obviously. I love Bob Robson. He was a great player. Psycho David Cross, great player. There's too many. Paul Goddard was a big hero of mine. There's too many generations to pick in an 11, to be honest. But I'll name the ones that always would come onto my team sheet. It's probably the easier way to do it. John McDowell, great player. Great player.
Okay, we'll have to move on. We have to move on because I don't have a notification on the phone.
What's yours then?
No, I'll come back. What next week regarding it because
you just sit down with a bit of pen and paper on that, won't you?
My phone is going to go out. My phone is going to conk out now soon. Finn Evans, unfortunately, you do get players like that. I say we're just human beings. There's pricks out in the street anywhere. And no, it is. You know, you are right. We're just human beings, really.
Yeah, Richard Langley. I remember Richard Langley. Didn't he come from?
I remember Richard Langley.
Come from QPR, didn't he? Was it QPR?
Yeah, he come from QPR.
Yeah, he wasn't a bad player, Langley. He wasn't a bad player. Worst Cardiff ever City signing. Again.
I've tipped Curry all over me now.
Oh, fucking normally chipping beer. The worst Cardiff City signing has to be, and it became a bit of a joke in the end. Well, there was Swinkendorf back in the day.
Oh, I remember him.
Right? He was
£10,000 signing.
He turned up at the training ground once in his pajamas because he was going to be late for training. Right? I can't remember his first name, but Swinkendorf. Eddie Johnson.
The Merthyr team, the striker Di Webley. Merthyr went at Cardiff. He won 4-1 down to a hat-trick, and Swinkendorf was playing for them.
Well, he didn't play hockey, but he was fucking rubbish.
Yeah.
And another one I remember was Eddie Johnson. It has to be Eddie Johnson for the height that he was given. And Risdale bought him off YouTube, basically. I know he was on loan. Dave Jones didn't even know he was turning up, and Risdale bought him off YouTube. And that's true. That's true. And he was fucking. But he did actually score a goal, didn't he? I can remember being in Indian Park. I was there when Eddie Johnson scored. It was
scored. Yeah, I was there as well. Derby, Derby County home.
And the crowd.
I know it's only a loan.
It became so funny that he was that shit. The crowd gave up turning on the player and were right behind him in a sarcastic way, weren't they? And when he scored, the ground erupted like he just scored in the World Cup. But yeah, he was fucking shit, wasn't he?
I think, for a big name, I know he was only a loan signing, but Wilfried Zaha was freaking terrible.
Didn't want to be there, mate. He's one of those players. I think he's one of those players. If he wants to be there, he'll turn it on. If he don't want to, he just goes to the motion. Because he was fucking shit at Cardiff, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But he's a great player. We had a lad. Me and Mojo had a lad who's at playing against Crystal Palace, for Bristol City, who should have gone on to be a top Premier League player. And at the time, Gary Johnson was the manager of Bristol City. And when we went in the office, he called him in at 15. And we went in with a lad. And he said, listen, son, if you knuckle down and play football, I'll sell you to Tottenham, because they're already interested, for £5 million when you're 17, 18. I'll sell you to Tottenham, right? And you'll be, my chairman will be happy because he gets £5 million. You're happy because you'll get X amount of million, right? And your agency will be happy because they're going to make a few quid. Anyway, he didn't have the heart.
Sorry, hang on.
We went up to Crystal Palace for a cup game, Bristol City versus Palace, and Zaha was playing. And in the first 5 minutes, I turned to Moj, and I said to Moj, fucking hell, look at that kid. And Zaha was about 14 at the time, and he floated on the pitch, mate. He was just in a different league, right? And I think, that was at Palace, and he was clear then. He had everything to be a football player. And I spoke to, we went, to be honest, we went sniffing afterwards to see if we could sign him, to be honest. And he was already hooked up with his agent and whatever. Anyway, I got talking to him. He said, the problem with him, Daya, if he wants to play, he can play. The biggest problem I have is when he don't want to play, he won't. And he said, who are you up there with? So I won't mention the lad we had, but he was a good centre-half, good midfield player if he'd wanted it. And I said, funny enough, we're up with a lad. He's got exactly the same. He said, I've got 3 lads. I said, I've got 3 lads in Bristol City now. If I could, and I had a lad there called Miles something. Come to me in a minute. And if I could have taken Miles's heart and put it into this player, right? I would have had a fucking multi-million-pound football player on my hands, right? But this kid didn't have the desire. And Zaha got more skill, but he's got that same heart, mate. He hasn't got the desire to do it. And that's why he's always good. He's to the Palace at the end of the day. He likes being there. He wants to be there.
Yeah. Right. Steve, we're going to have to close it. I know it's been more comments.
Frankie, are you free to give an opinion on the game to go to the Blackburn? Frankie. Disgrace, mate. Disgrace. Right. Brownie, before you go, get yourself some decent equipment, get yourself a decent battery, because we must be ranked the worst fucking football show on fucking YouTube. Right?
We've gotten for our 150 already. Well,
but we're still the worst fucking present. We've had 4 breaks. You've been for a fucking Indian.
No, but I've had all day.
Your speakers all over the place. Right? This show is becoming the worst show on the YouTube presentation. And it's all your fault, not mine.
All right. I take it on board. I take it on board. Right, guys, I'm going to have to go. Thanks, Steve. Thanks a lot for coming in.
He's going because the Pompidons are coming out. See you later. Ciao.
I'll catch you later. Ta-da, man.
Ta-da, mate.
Ta-da, guys.